Hey guys! Bop, bop, bop. Welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley. Bop it! It's a good game. Bop it. Who are you?
I'm Commander Cockings, and if I'm understanding correctly, your intention to bop this episode refers to the abbreviation bop a la bird little o of prey. Bird of prey. Am I correctly, or are we just going to play a game of a children's bop game?
I just wanted to play Bop, but if you want to talk about a bird of prey...
I would love
I
to,
mean,
Stuart. Talking of
we can
that
do
bird
that.
of prey, I've got one
Okay,
for
well...
you.
Oh dear, well, I'll try to pull up some pictures here. Alright, fine. We're going to actually do work. Fine. Okay. That's good.
So we all love the classic bird of prey in Star Trek 3. Some of us love the Enterprise era bird of prey as in Enterprise, and there really isn't anything in between. There was there's the cavorts, which is just the bird of prey from Star Trek 3 but bigger, and that's it. It's the same design for all those years. But
Oh,
Stuart,
your Burrell. The Burrell. Hey now.
well, Star Trek 3. And so in DS9, the wonderfully talented illustrator John Eaves was asked to design a potential bird of prey. He did, but wasn't used. So today we're going to look at that other John Eaves designed bird of prey from the mind of John Eaves, who's done so many things like the Enterprise E and Shinjo and Scimitar and such. So Stuart, here is his alternate bird of prey. What do you think?
It's nicer than the one we got in Enterprise. As you guys know, I can't stand the retro bird of prey from Enterprise. Just not good. This one's got some better bulked out sections, more armament, and I can see this being designed for Deep Space Nine era, kind of like a next evolution of the bird of prey. So I think it's a very interesting take on it. Like I said, the bulking out of it, I don't think that there's any articulation in those wings though. Just saying. Unless it's just the end part after the middle gun there. But it could be a larger one that doesn't have that, which is perfectly fine. Although those are, if it's larger, those are some pretty damn big guns. Just saying.
Well, let's reveal already. But if you go to the next, the grayscale picture, in fact, those top wings do articulate to create attack mode. So its primary wings don't, but it has a separate attack mode, which is kind of like the original bird of prey. But it does imply this is a warship bird of prey, different to the Burrell scout ship. So does that answer a question, sort of?
Yeah, that's actually very cool. I do like that attack mode, kind of X-wingy. Lock airfoils in attack position.
Yep.
That would have been said if this was used. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's actually a very cool feature. And again, it makes it seem like a newer bird of prey as opposed to an older design. So I do like the fact that it should have been in Deep Space Nine. Let's just put it that way.
Would have been really cool. Although for me, if we go back to the first picture, the whole thing feels really clunky. And the reason for that, I love the detailing specifically, but it doesn't have any elegance that the original bird of prey does have, and the other bird of prey is a different beast altogether. The fact that the wings are static, that makes a lot of sense. It is definitely more of an attack vehicle, but it's just kind of it's lost that transitional phase of that sweeping maneuver. And if you then cut back to the articulation photo, you get a better idea of what those bottom wings are. And there's so much extra hull there that I guess is just structural. Like it's lost the elegance just to have sort of stuff. And then you've got the second wings, which are fine, but seems a bit of an odd thing to do for Klingons to have. As often designers would say, any moving parts creates fault lines. Points that can malfunction. And if it's an attack mode, can the bottom cannons not fire? Do you need the secondary cannons? I mean, even the wings themselves seem incredibly thin. So how much power are you really getting to these guns? So it doesn't quite connect to me how big and bulky and if it's just a big hulking warship that sort of like just static goes and then shoots weapons, maybe. But it's lost a lot for me personally.
Yeah, I suppose so. That's why I like the fact that this could be an upscaled bird of prey. I mean, we've complained many times that we've got the Burrell, which is a small 12-person one, and go up to the Cavort, which is the larger one. Then we see the super large one in the Mirror Universe, all based on the exact same design. That rather bothers me. This one, at least, feels like it could be a bigger ship less articulation because it just doesn't work with the size. So I have no issues with that being designed to be a larger version of the bird of prey, similar in design, similar in appearance, but not the exact same cut and paste structure. So that's kind of the vibe I get from it. It almost has like a Jem'Hadar battle cruiser vibe to it when it's in attack mode. It just feels like the bulked out section at the back has that same kind of nuance. But yeah, those are big guns in that case.
Oh, those bottom guns are ginormous. And you can kind of see a potential scale by windows in the neck and the head, at least porthole windows, which is, you know, the NX one has small windows and other such, and obviously this was the final version for Enterprise, so that would make sense. But I also don't understand necessarily why there's so many negative space areas. You know, it feels slightly more style over substance, this design, whereas the original Bird of Prey felt uber function. This one, I sort of understand it, but at the same token, it feels, you know, I think part of Bird of Prey needs to have that nice big, you know, V-shaped wing profile to give that big sweeping feel. This is kind of like a this, you know. It feels very constricted, and only when you do the other view does it kind of work better. But then you still see how just that it is, which should be more like that. And
that being said, this is an early concept, so it might have changed a little bit to the final one had they used it. But yeah, seeing it from the front and back would definitely make a difference. But I think you're right that they do seem very pushed together when they shouldn't be. They should be much more... Like, we've always compared the original Bird of Prey to like a bodybuilder doing that pose, you know, like imposing. This looks kind of like, I'm just a little nerd. It doesn't have that presence that the other one does, even though the guns are much bigger and it looks much more menacing, especially in attack formation.
Yeah. Which is, I think, partially why those, and again, I'm on the extended attack mode picture, where that extra detail that connects from the wings to the neck, because it's so it feels even more bulky. If it was out further, it would sort of combine with the outer feel of the wings rather than just be like this big triangle of depth. Does that make sense? It adds the bulk to the center rather than going out and feeling like a flowing wing, and so it actually compounds the bulky feel, which should... Well, I could see it working really well, I guess. I'm not sure why the function is there.
With the attachment point near the head on the neck section there, if from there back the whole thing articulated up, it'd be cool to have like almost straight across rings, maybe just a slight downward slope, because I do prefer the Bird of Prey in either the flight formation with the straight rings or the wings up. So to have them ratcheted up quite a bit and then still have the top ones be able to articulate for attack, that would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, you could articulate the whole bottom part just along the spine there, all the way to the back. It seems kind of like useless to be able to move that much bulk if this was a larger ship. But I mean, the option's there for that if you really wanted to do that.
It's one of those things that I think it is weaker than some of its parts. Because I love the new guns. I love the idea of the separate connection points. I love the little cannons on the back, or the middle, I guess. I love the way the engine module at the back is kind of like the Enterprise one, but it's much more integrated. It adds to the shape, although it still feels very back heavy, but it also feels very, you know what I mean, like it's a very sort of triangle, bulky. It needs, you know, refinement. It needs a sleek pass, honestly, you know. Because even things like the Vorcha and the D7 feel sort of sleek in their own way. As an elegance to them, this just doesn't have. Even the Enterprise era ships, for the most part, they have a real elegance to them. Even the D4, which is a John Eves design that was unused, you know.
Yeah, and I can see this being a natural evolution of the Bird of Prey we know and love to something newer, something to deal with the Dominion threat, perhaps. Something that the Klingons decided it was time to revitalize their fleet and stop using the older designs. So I do like this evolution for a Bird of Prey, kind of getting that more weaponry, kind of, because the one we saw in Enterprise did have more weapons. It had the belly gun, it had more turrets and things, and that's kind of lost when you get to Star Trek 3. If that's an evolution, it's kind of like scaled down a bit. So
cloaks change the way you do things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We've talked about that many times as well with that ship. So, but no, I would have liked to have seen this be realized more like this, because as I said, I don't like the one from Enterprise. It just so many things wrong with it. But hey, that's just me. What am I doing? So.
Yay! But this, it's fun to be able to look at these things. I sort of save a lot of this stuff until we actually look at them. So I've seen this for years, and then it's fun to be able to actually analyze it with you. And I actually don't like it as much as I thought, which is weird. But that's what happens when you look at these things in the same way. So that's pretty cool. But it's I love that John can just pull details like interesting, like even little neck pieces, and just it's out of his mind, and just so many little bits of genius.
He's a talented guy, man. Very talented.
Too talented.
Yes. Yeah. So, guys, I mean, what do you guys think of this design? Is this something you would have liked to have seen in DS9? Do you see this as a evolution of the Bird of Prey, or do you like that it was kind of used and retrofitted and changed to go to be a precursor to the Bird of Prey?
Yeah, does it work as a retro? Because if you took it from that perspective, all of the bulk is needed just to keep the thing together.
Yeah, exactly.
Which sort of works, but it doesn't quite have that same aesthetic as the rest of the fleet. It has one set of, literally one connective tube, what are they called? Piping, support, whatever, in the neck. But the rest of it is more just like solid bulk. And there is negative space in the D5 and the Raptor and such, so it would sort of make sense. But at the same token, it doesn't quite have that aesthetic. And the guns are real big.
Yeah. As always, guys, we're looking forward to hearing what you guys think about it. How would you improve it? How would you change it? Would you improve it? Do you think it's perfect? Do you love John Eves? Let us know.
Well, no, hold on. That's a foregone
yes.
conclusion. We all love John Eves.
This is true. You cannot like this man. You cannot not like this man.
That's the right way of saying it. Well
you have
done.
to like John Eves because he's awesome. There you go. So yeah, and if you guys want to see more of John Eves, we've done quite a few interviews and things with him, plus we've looked at other concepts of his. So if you want to scope those out, by all means subscribe to the channel, like this video as well, and click the notification icon. We hope to have John on in the future, but he's a very busy man, very in demand, so it's hard to nail him down, but we hope to have him on again sometime soon. So click the notification icon so you get notified, so you don't miss any cool John Eves or Rick Sternbach or Doug Drexler or Andrew Probert, any of the cool designer interviews and things that we do and have coming up for the future, because we love talking to these guys and they really shine some new light on old designs that we might not know about. So
that is what we do here at Trekyards. That's the fun of what we do. And if you want to support this channel, what we do, discussions, and like I said, we're always trying to get more designers, but sometimes it just takes months and years to get the right interview, and that takes support from you guys so we can last that long and want to do more, maybe even see them in person again. So please, if you can support us a few ways directly with some moolah, because again, got to keep the lights on somehow. Patreon is a great way. Each and every month you can support us with a little bit of money, from anything to everything to millions. I mean, that's up to you. Or a one-time donation at Trekyards.com. Again, super useful. That goes in towards the funds that we do to buy kit and do trips and such. Or join our weekly lives, which is a great way of us talking to our fans and just people that want to talk Trek. And you can support us there directly by having a question, comment, or anything heard by putting a super chat in. Again, small amount of money, or up to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. We've had 100 once. That was incredible to have your comment heard. And that supports the channel directly and is really essential to letting us do what we do and keep doing what we do. So thanks so much in advance. Stuart, do you have any last words there? Are we done?
I think we're done. So guys, till next time, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Colonel Cockins. Bye guys.
Kapla.